Hey, this is Cyrus, and I just want to give just a little warning here. Listening to the playback, there's a lot of audio issues going on in this episode, and I thought I can, you know, try to salvage it, but just no can do. And basically, the website that we're using to do this is in beta, and my internet isn't the best, so that just conflicted with one another, and you get really staticky audio from me. The guest that I have on the show sounds perfectly fine. I tried to do the best I could, but I tried to save your ears by just making the very staticky parts just a little lower volume. So I wouldn't recommend listening to this at full volume. I'm incredibly sorry. I'll try to, you know, fix or handle the situation better in the future. But happy Spanish Heritage Month. Enjoy the episode. This is a very long show, an amazing show, but welcome to Spot Callers. I'm here with MJ, and Justin couldn't be here, and we're going over AAA's Triplemania 2025. This is, I believe, the 25th anniversary show. It's a long show. This is the second time that I picked a show and I didn't realize how long it was. And then when I found out, I was just like, oh, snap. I wasn't expecting all that. This is basically, AAA's WrestleMania. So the show was 6 hours long. It's a different show that we reviewed here. This is the first time I believe that I've watched a Lucha Libre show in, full form. I usually just watch match to match, but I'm here with MJ from the Call Up on our on the A Show Network. How you doing?
What's going on, man? How you doing? It's also my first Lucha Libre thing that I've watched all the way through. It was definitely interesting because I realized what matches were on it and the controversial ones, and I was like, I remember this.
Yeah, the show's a little weird with its presentation because there's not a lot of graphics or anything, so it's really kind of hard to tell who's who, and we kind of have to wait for commentary to tell us who these people are. And if commentary is confused, I don't know what's going on.
So are we.
And commentary gets confused for a lot of the show. They have no idea what's going on. I forgot the name of the commentary team, but this show was being broadcasted on Twitch. So we watched it in English commentary, of course. Sorry, I don't understand Spanish. But, any familiarity with AAA that you have?
A little bit, especially because this show was kind of like the Death Thrones of Global Force. So
oh yeah.
Yeah. So I was familiar with Hernandez and Sexy Star, Rosemary, Aerial Star, of course, DJ Z, and then some of the guys in the big Battle Royal, and then Johnny Mundo and El Hijo de Fantasma. So I had some knowledge of some of the guys on the show and ladies.
No, yeah. I watched one show in passing. I don't think I watched it in full. It was just randomly being streamed on Twitch. So there's some other people on the show that I'm familiar with, Lady Shanti, Dr. Wagner, and oh man, this show has so many people on it. It's really weird to have a battle royale in the middle of the the middle of the show, and it kind of being the cool down match, especially when all these legends are coming through.
Yeah.
But I've watched all of Lucha Underground season 1, so I'm familiar with Sexy Star, Hernandez, Johnny Mundo, Vampiro, a lot of those people that show up on the show. But I've never asked, as I said before, I never seen this in full form. So yeah, you said this is your first lucha show, so you don't really know. You don't have any favorite matches, but I do. And one of my favorite matches on here would be it's weird that it's on the pre-show, but the 6-man tag that we're gonna go into, that match was really great. So far, that's my favorite match in AAA going on so far. But let's get into it. So the first match we have is it's kind of like their NXT program kind of thing. They say that it's the Key to Glory, and it's a 8-man tag, but in battle royale kind of form. That is one fall and no tags needed. But commentary doesn't tell us who's who. So shout out to Cage Match. They basically telling us everybody who's on the show. So there's Ashley, Dragon Solar, Paradox, Solaris, Bronco Gonzalez, Chiquino. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry, and I don't know how to pronounce that either. But I'm gonna give it a try. Fetiche. I'm gonna get killed for my. I'm gonna get killed for my pronunciation on a lot of these. And then haha sure story or I don't. Can you read that? Because I'm not too sure on how to pronounce these two names.
I think okay, so it's Ashley Dragon's. I think it's Astare. Ahastare, yeah, and then Fetiche, and then yeah.
Okay. This match is very unclear on what's going on. What are the rules? Commentary have no idea what's going on. Besides, this is like kind of an American Idol kind of thing.
Yeah.
We have people. We have Vampiro come out as like one of the judges, and we have two other AAA I would say veterans or legends kind of scouting the situation. And they're not on commentary, but they're ring sometimes they're at ringside, but there is a table for them to judge them from. But I don't know, it's just stuff happens and then the match just randomly ends.
Yeah, it's and I think it's a theme of the show where you kind of have to figure out some of the rules by yourself, and then maybe commentary is oh, this is supposed to happen. You're like, oh, really?
They tell you the rules when the next match happens after they go talk to somebody and ask them what the heck happened.
That happens on English commentary a lot.
It happens for the street fight.
Oh, it definitely happens for the street fight. I thought this was a fine match. I think Ashley, they won by that fancy lucha schoolboy. It was, like I said, it was chaotic, but I think it was a good opener to get everybody kind of excited for the whole program. I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of what is it? Team spots. All four people are doing the same spot to get people hyped up and doing the thing. But yeah, I thought it was a solid match. Even though it a lot of these matches kind of just end, but since it's a talent scout kind of situation, I thought it was okay for what I saw. There's no graphics to tell me who's who, so I don't really know who was the standout of that match.
Yeah, I was trying to write down notes, but it would. I'm like, oh, okay. So I had to pause it and then okay, this is who they're referring to. All right, especially for the Royal Rumble that happens. I was like, come on, man.
The Royal big quotation marks Royal
Rumble, yeah.
But the only person that's recognizable is Ashley because she was the only woman in the match. So
yeah,
it's obvious to really tell who it is. But we have the next match is a 6-man tag. We have Angelica, El El
El Hijo del Viquino.
Yes, thank you. The Tiger, Angel Martel Jr., Tiger Boy, and Villano the Third Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the standout match. This is who you can tell who's. There's like a lot of athleticism going on here, and the person that wins this key to glory kind of thing, this American Idol kind of situation is and Angelica. So I thought he was the standout. She was doing crazy stuff.
Yeah, El Hijo de Viquino was awesome in here. I thought this match going forward was like a lot more smoother. Especially like going from like the first match, and kind of think of it now, like I wrote it down, it was kind of one of my favorite matches of the whole program, because as we talked before we did this, like it kind of gets worse as you go along like the program. But solid all around. Like El Hijo de Viquino, like good job. Like that, I had a real fun.
And he wins the the key to glory. Later on in the show, they tell the winner, but spoil it. He wins, and then all the runner-ups. The runner-up is everybody. They get like free enrollment into the AAA school. So that's good for them. Hopefully, we see more future. And then after that match, we get like a long presentation with I think like the national anthem is like going on.
Yeah,
it's real weird. And then I think the national anthem plays again for the main event.
Yeah, it does. We like during like I think it's why it was 6 hours, because they had these long presentations before the matches. Like they were like legit 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, and the presentation's weird because they have like they have video packages for the wrestlers, right?
Yeah.
But it's like an infinite crowd shot of them watching the video that like they're watching the video package, and like I don't want to watch people watching the video package. I want to see the video package. So it happens in the main event where like something's happening and I'm just like, oh, this is just Wagner working out, and everybody's just watching him work out for 3 minutes, and it's just like, all right, get to this match of the century, which is how the main event is being built up, which I think is great.
Yeah, I think with the camera, whoever the camera, they do that a lot. Like they do that. They try to get it, especially there was this one lady during the heavyweight title, like Latin American title match, where like they went to this one lady all the time where she looked in horror when everybody started.
No, my favorite crowd shot is during the main event, and everybody's supporting Psycho Clown, and there's like a whole family that has Psycho Clown mask on, and then there's one lady next to him that doesn't want to be on camera, so she's kind of leaning out. But it's just like you can't avoid it. Like you're in the shot. There's no avoiding it.
Yeah.
I guess like they forgot to get the mama mask. Then we have an 8-man tag match. Let's see. We have Hernandez. You might be familiar with him on Lucha Underground. La Heredera.
Yeah, La Heredera.
Okay. Mamba, Mini Psycho Clown, Big Mommy. Let's see. Dynastia. Let's see. Who else is here? Mascara del Bronce?
Yeah.
And then what's the final one here?
Estrella Divina.
Divina. Yeah. This match is weird. It kind of just ends and two people kind of get injured, and then they're not seen for the rest of the match, and then they come back later, which is weird. They come in for a run-in spot, which is really weird. But this is a tornado tag. Nobody's tagging in. Everybody's just like going crazy.
Yeah, like I'm like, okay. Oh, this is a tornado tag. Like I realized that
Yeah,
like
the
oh, this
real
is
tornado tag.
yeah, like the real one, like not the one I just seen. And it's weird how the match ends because like
Oh yeah.
it ends with a chair shot to the head.
So let's paint the picture. So it's a tornado tag, so nobody has to tag in. Commentary is, making that very clear.
Yeah.
So people are running in, do the spot, they get tossed out to the outside, and they're like setting up for big spots for, like a splash or whatever on the outside. Everybody gets a turn to do the splash on the outside. And I think Big Mommy, who is a big mommy, she hypes the crowd up and it's just like, oh, you're going to see the big woman fly. And then she finally flies. And I think 2 people get hurt. So they're not seen for the rest of the match. And then they roll back into the ring. Somebody gets hit with a chair shot. Match over.
Yeah, it's
what
like
is going on?
It's like, Hernandez, I think, hits Big Mommy with the chair shot. And I'm like, this will be an ongoing theme of the night, which is like, we'll say like a CTE chair shots to the head, unprotected. Shots? And I'm like, oh, wow, this is 2017. We're still doing this. So,
yes.
Yeah, it was cool to see Big Mommy to kind of like do like the big thing to out to the outside.
Fly.
And then, yeah, she flew. And then it was just like, like you just said, it was over. Like chair shot, done.
It was very weird. It seemed like they were all building up to the big outside spot, and then boom, it's over.
They didn't know what to do afterwards. They're like, all right, go home, end the match, and then like chair shot, done.
Super weird. And the match just finishes, and then like this match is so weird. Like I wish I could say more about these matches, but it's very confusing in what's going on, especially since commentary is not helping at all.
Commentary is not only not helping, I don't even think, like you said earlier, commentary didn't know what the rules were. And like you said, like it might be until 2 matches until they explain to us what happened. And you're like, oh, okay.
And then it's just like, oh, okay, that was the rules. So like every match I'm like doing notes, and then I have to like go back and like finish them, which is insane. But now we have the infamous triple threat match, fatal 4-way match with Sexy Star, Lady Shanti, Rosemary, and Aiko Hamada. I'm pretty sure a lot of if you're listening to the show, you're probably familiar with this situation where Sexy Star, doesn't let go of an arm bar, and Rosemary shoulder pops out of her socket, I think. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, which is on this show. Well, like when you hear it like that, it's just like, oh man, why'd she do that? Like that sounds like totally uncalled for. But then you see the presentation of it in this match, and it's just like, oh, the crowd is loving it, But just to take a step back a little bit, this match is like insane.
This match was stiff, like holy, like especially Sexy Star,
and slightly more hardcore than the street fight that's later on in the card. Hamada, who I'm not too familiar with her, but I think I saw a match with her and Taya Valkyrie, and they were killing each other in that match. They were both bloody and throwing trash cans, hitting each other with chairs and all that, and basically she does it again. Lady Shanti is getting beat up and bruised and teamed up on for most of the match, which is like super weird.
I think this was like one of the first instances where like I saw somebody with a mask, like with a lucha mask, just bleeding just profusely. Oh. There's a spot in the match where like Hamada and Rosemary are double teaming, like beating up Lady Shanti, and they try to sit her in the chair and put the garbage can over her, and they try to do the spot, and Lady Shanta just falls out. Like, she just falls down. I'm like, is she okay? Like,
no, it's because they hit her with that chair earlier, so the chair is busted.
yeah.
And then they try to sit her on the chair, and then after Rosemary kind of like lets go of the chair just like has no support, and it just falls over. And then they try to do it again without the chair. It looks so silly.
Yeah, it's just like it falls apart, and then like Hamada and Rosemary are like talking to each other, like to try to like save the spot a little bit, and then they like sit her down. I think they put the garbage can top over the garbage can, and then like kick it and knock her down.
It's so weird. And then like Rosemary and Hamada has like this weird like alliance going on in this fatal 4-way match, you know?
Yeah.
And then they eventually put 2 submissions on Shani. And it's just like she's tapping, and the referee is just like, man, I don't know.
Yeah, the ref did. The ref was like, what? And even the commentary mentions it. It's like, oh, she's tapping out. They're like, oh, well, I guess the ref is not calling it since it's 2 people who had
what is it? Like one of them have her like a butterfly headlock situation, and the other person has the legs, and then she's like clearly out, and they're just like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
And sexy star, not a factor in this match at all, except in the finish, which is the controversial finish. You know, she kind of just like cleans house very quickly, and then just locks in an armbar.
Yeah, it was weird because she was outside for most of the match. Like, she was Evolve early, and then like, oh, where'd Sexy Star go? And then all of a sudden, after all these like spots, and then how like it looked like Lady Shanti was kind of like getting some offense in. Here comes Sexy Star, and she just kind of like lays everybody out, and then goes for the armbar on Rosemary.
Yeah, and then she locks in the armbar, and then she wins the match, calls it, and then she locks in the armbar again, and that's when I think that's when people went up in arms, like, all right, what are you doing? But she was. I'm not trying to excuse her actions, but she was working the hell out of that crowd, you know.
Yeah.
So it was, but at the cost of Rosemary's shoulder, and I think she was out of action for a little bit.
Yeah, Impact people were pissed about that, I remember. And then I think they made Sexy Star like, well, Vampiro apologized, and they tried to make Sexy Star apologize, and she was like,
yeah, she gave a very. I read the tweet earlier. Sorry, I don't have it up right now, but I'm pretty sure I could like upload a screenshot or something. A very poor apology, kind of like it's kind of like the wrestler's apology that we've been seeing a lot lately, where it's just sorry, you're upset about it.
Yep.
And it was just like, oh, like, you're a shitty person. And then she kind of got blacklisted from America, from American promotions. Like, nobody wanted anything to do with her. I think she was still doing the Lucha Underground stuff. She won the Lucha Underground, I think their heavyweight title, right?
Yeah, but
after like the Gift of the Gods or whatever. Sorry, I didn't watch the season.
Yeah, but like, we have no idea if they're even coming back. So,
ooh, beyond purgatory. So after the match finishes, sorry, excuse me. Martha Villalobos comes down and gives Sexy Star the championship. I wasn't too sure who she was. I had to as I'm watching it, I had to do my Googles because commentary is not helping out in telling me who this person is. I think they say her name once.
Yeah.
And then it was just, oh, whatever. And, you know, the crowd loves it. And now we have the tag team title 4-way. Boy, this match is... What is this match? We have Aerostar, Drago. Let's see. We have the Global Force representation. Andrew Everett and DJ Z, who I'm familiar with. We have Murder Clown We have Murder Clown and Monster Clown. Couldn't tell which one's which in this match. And then we have can you help me up on this one?
Oh, it's Cuervo and Escoriya, La Secta.
Okay. This match is a clusterfuck. A lot of these multi-man matches are just clusterfucks, and then you think it'll be more contained when there's only 2 people, but it's not. Like, it gets worse when there's only 2 people in the match.
But like, not only that, you don't only have to worry about the people in the match, but this match had run-ins.
Oh, we'll get to that. But commentary lets us know that DJZ came back from a massive injury where he almost died. Jesus. I don't think he should have came back to do this show. She was almost in in a death-threatening accident.
Yeah.
Wrestling. This match is fast-paced. It's a 4-way, so kind of tornado tag rules. Who's the legal man? God knows.
That goes out the window maybe 2 minutes in.
I think every tag team starts in the ring. I don't think any tag team actually made it to the outside.
Yeah.
And the match just starts and everything is just insane. But I would say this is my spot of the show. Aerostar climbing on to the lighting ring that they raised up for some reason, as if it wasn't high enough already, and they jumps off of it. But Aerostar looked like he was hyperventilating as they kept playing the lighting ring higher and higher. And I was just like, oh my god, is he okay?
I could not. I'm like, are you really doing this? There's no way he's going to survive this. And whoever is going to catch him is going to be really, really hurt. I'm like, he's not going to do this. And he does it.
I thought, commentary, oh my god, they raising the lighting ring, and it was like, man, he's in a jump, but they raising it, like, it's getting like spooky heights. But he sticks the landing, and then doesn't matter because Aerostar doesn't win. They do that for no reason. And commentary, we talk about rules a lot, not to be a stickler, but commentary talks a lot about this match, and it's a fatal tag team match. Like, come on, the referee isn't gonna do his job, bro.
No, especially.
Go ahead.
No, especially like. I think we were talking about now, like the run-ins with another unnamed clown, which commentary didn't know. So we just called it a clown, and then Marty the Moth came.
Wait, no, it wasn't Marty the Moth. That was the clown. He just came in.
He came after the unnamed clown to help. I'm like,
yeah. So Marty the Moth from Lucha Underground shows up randomly because this is basically a Triplemania / Global Force / Lucha Underground show, and Marty the Moth shows up, randomly hits somebody, and I think Murder Clown or Monster Clown does a splash, and then the match is over. A splash from a lesser height than Aerostar jumped off of.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's kind of anticlimactic. Like, we had this big ass splash, and then like the regular splash ends the match. I'm like, oh wow. Even after the interference, I was just like, oh, that's just how it ends.
It doesn't make any sense, and a match that is going to make much more, little to no sense at all. I'm not even going to name all the people in this match, not because my Spanish isn't great, because there are a fuck ton of people.
There are literally 20, I think around 21, 22 people in the match.
So just notable names. We have Blue Demon Jr., we have Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
When I saw Bobby Lashley come out, I was just like, all right, I'm done here.
Yeah, like
Jeff Jarrett comes out. We have Lil Parker. We have Moose come out. We have Pimpinella come out, and then and Psychosis, which I popped for Psychosis.
Of course, yeah.
I thought that was hard. But this match, what did I put in my notes here? So is this a battle royale, lumberjack? What match is this? Because they have people with straps on the outside, but if you do the thing in the battle royale where you kind of or like the Royal Rumble where you kind of like leave through the like the bottom rope so you don't get eliminated, you get beat to hell with by everybody. Like I don't even know who the people were with the straps. I think it was like people from like earlier matches, but like they're just out there with straps. And commentary isn't really keeping a good job, and neither is the directing of who's getting eliminated and who's getting pinfalls. People kind of just leave the match at some point, and commentary says if they want to stick around, they could grab a strap and then beat whoever comes outside. And I'm just like, what?
And the crazy thing is, like, we'll find out at the end, there's pinfalls. Like, you get a pinfall. So, like, you have this, I guess, this battle royal with Los Vatos Locos and Los Payosos as lumberjacks. And then, like, people are getting eliminated. Nobody knows what's going on. I'm trying to keep track of, like, who is getting eliminated. So, like, I'm pausing and I'm like, okay, he's not in the match anymore. He went through the middle ropes. I guess you get eliminated that way. And then you have to try to keep track of the lumberjacks. Okay, they're not in the match. So, like, they're on the outside.
So do you think it was funny when Jeff Jarrett was out there throwing tortillas into the crowd?
I mean, the fans hated him. Like, the fans, they pelted him with beer. Taking it back to like the WCW NWO days.
They pelted him with beer. They were just throwing the tortillas back at him. I thought it was real disrespectful with him throwing the tortillas. But what's really funny is, where'd all the lumberjacks go when Jeff Jarrett was hanging out on the outside of the ring the whole time?
I was like, what the? I'm like, the main heel in the match is not getting beat up. I'm like, okay.
For the whole match, he's like pestering fans. The lumberjacks leave. And I'm just like, beat his ass.
It was so weird how this was booked because, like, the main heel doesn't really get his comeuppance. Like, it was just like, oh, okay.
Well, you know, he doesn't get shit on at all. Like, the crowd, like, honestly, I would have preferred if Jeff Jarrett just went into the crowd and got his ass beat up by them.
Yeah.
Because none of the wrestlers were trying to throw him in and, like, you know, get that pop for, you know, when they get a pinfall on him or, like, throw him out. Bobby Lashley came and went. I don't know what happened.
I think
I saw his entrance and I looked back at the screen and he wasn't there anymore.
I honestly think he left. I think he just got up and left. Because, yeah, like you just said, like, I'm like, oh, Bobby Lashley's in here. All right, cool. All right, where'd he go?
When we reviewed Joey Janela's Spring Break in April, we talked about the clusterfuck match, which is like this weird, super weird battle royale.
Yeah.
I think this match is much worse. And I think if Justin was here, he would be very upset that he had to watch this. How long does this match go?
This match was like
good, 30 minutes?
Almost good 30 minutes.
It is 26 minutes long. Justin would have been mortified that he had to watch this match.
It was the second longest match on the card.
And Laparca wins out of nowhere, but I would just like to add, who was that dude? Oh yeah, with a small package. But who's that dude that tries to intimidate everybody with the IG baddie snake?
Yeah,
Like the big yellow snake that doesn't hurt anybody. And I don't think it's poisonous either. That's why everybody just keeps posing with it. So it's just like, why am I scared of this snake? And then he hops in the ring and then he just smacks the snake on somebody's face.
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on here? This is very not Jake the Snake. This is
Yes. Like this match is insane. And I think if you want to have a good laugh, just it's the show's super easy to find since it was available on Twitch. You can watch it whenever. But man, this match is hilarious. And now we're gonna go to a match that is a little less hilarious and just like less fun, more what the fuck is going on.
The street fight,
which I thought was great.
I liked it.
No, I thought it was gonna be great. Sorry, let me correct myself. I thought it was gonna be much more, like I saw gifs of a Triplemania at some point, I think around this year, and I thought this match was gonna be that match. Boy, was I wrong. It was the main event.
Yeah.
But we have El Messiah, and then we have
Pagano.
Pagano.
Yeah.
This match sucks.
This was especially how it ended. I was like, what the? It was like some Dead Rising type with the barbed wire. I'm like, what the hell? Like,
you say that's a finish, but this match finishes with a no contest.
The crowd is pissed, noticeably pissed.
The crowd hates this match, and I agree. The crowd chants next match. They do not like this match at all. And I think, commentary tries its best to try to save it. And they actually do give us, background information on this. And I think all that background information gets thrown out the window when it just doesn't add up. Because Pagano is supposed to be this hardcore wrestler. They're really bigging up, how like he's a deathmatch kind of wrestler that can, quote unquote wrestle. But for the whole match, he's trying to be William Regal this whole time. And I'm just like, go to your go-to,
He tried the moonsault with the barbed wire once. He missed it and just like falls on himself. I'm like, okay.
Messiah is giving him nothing to work with.
No.
It is insane. And I don't know why Pagano is trying to he's trying to play his match and he never really goes into his mode, or like switch the match into his style. I think like Justin said in the Death Before Dishonor episode with for the Daniel Bryan match, Bryan Danielson, sorry. How ROH would kind of do these grapple fucks before, they kind of turn it up and do, indie stuff.
Yeah, but why would you do that in a damn hardcore street match?
Yeah. Why is it like this in a street fight? I am not expecting you to wrestle like this in a street fight. And they are like, I would say they're bloated 7 minutes in.
Oh yeah. To the point where they're like, oh, there's barbed wire here. Let's just start hammering each other with it.
Oh, hammering each other.
Like punch barbed wire, like barbed wire, the barbed wire baseball bat, just hammering each other with it. I'm like, why didn't you start the match with this?
Like, you guys should have been trying to hit each other with chairs. I don't think there's a single table spot in this match.
No, not one.
What's up with that?
There's a leg drop in the match, but like there's no table spot. There's more table spots in the tables, ladders, and chairs that we talk about later than there is in here.
Yeah. Like the next match is more hardcore than the street fight. What is going on? And I thought this would be a great show to do for Spanish Heritage Month, but I am so sorry. This show is not great.
It's just a whole bunch of random occurrences, and especially with this match and how it ended, like
Yeah.
a stretcher spot. I'm like, why would I mean?
There's
usually
two stretcher spots.
Yeah,
for both of the wrestlers in this match.
And I'm like, usually, like we watch, all different types of wrestling where you build up to the stretcher spot where one guy absolutely beats the hell out of the other guy to get heat, and then you stretcher him out of there. Both of these guys,
they got put on the stretcher at the same time, guys.
Yeah,
this match. Oh my lord. I got it. I got in my notes here. Commentary's lost, and so I'm lost. I tried when the doctors came out, I was just like, all right, this shit weak. This match is awful.
Yeah, like I'm like, no wonder the fans are mad. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Contest. Usually you have those no contest spots where, like I just said, like the guys are building up to it, and the fact that it started with a street fight started with technical spots. It's like, when it starts to get messy, now it's over. But then again, it's the theme of the show where there's just abrupt endings.
Yeah, super abrupt, and the directing is buns because when the quote unquote finish happens, they're already doing a crowd shot, so you miss it. You have to see it on the replay.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I think Pagano gets hit with the barbed wire.
Let me see. No, Messias gets hit in the knee with the barbed wire, and then the ref calls the paramedics. Like,
okay. So I remember. So he was on the top rope, and I think he just threw the bat at him so he could come down. Yeah. And I guess he threw it a little too hard because he was just done after that.
Yeah.
And I was like, this shit weak.
And then he couldn't stand, and then then the medical staff comes down, and then Pagano gets cheap shots in, but they ended up and then I think El Rey and Scorpion.
Wait! Don't identify the man because he's not identified until the next match.
Yeah. Okay, this regular guy comes out until we don't find out.
Comes out in jeans and a blazer with sunglasses on. Commentary has no idea who this man is.
Then he beats up Pagano first, and then he beats up Ice off the stretcher and onto the floor, and then
starts beating up security.
He beats up security, and then they both get stretchered out. And I'm like, what the? Okay. And no wonder fans are throwing beer here because I don't know what the hell happened. Like, why is he in the match? Where'd he come from? Why? Who is the winner?
It's no contest according to the cage match.
Yeah.
And it's just even if you knew who this man was, he didn't come out in gear. He's wearing sunglasses, so his identity is obscured. And if whoever's backstage sent him out like that, you're a dummy because he really looks like some random dude.
It's like, oh, a fan is coming and just beating guys up. Oh, never mind, it's a wrestler. And then like you said, we have to wait until the next match for him to get identified. Oh, that's him. So commentary doesn't know. So the payoff doesn't have there. So we could be like, oh, it's that guy. It's yeah. So we're just confused.
I think. Honestly, I just think the people backstage is just they want the next match. Guess you'll get it. And honestly, I think Terry winning out if the crowd is asking for the next match is that's pointless. Don't do that. And I agree.
Yeah.
Skip to the next match. later, the man is playing his gray scorpion. Figure out I think where the video packages that are happening for the next happening. And it is a triple threat for the AAA Mega title, Latin American title, and the Cruiserweight title, all held by Johnny Mundo, parkour, quote-unquote movie star, and you may know him as John Morrison. But he's in this match with del Fantasma?
Hijo de Fantasma, and then Texano Jr.
Yeah. I know Texano from Lucha Underground. I'm not a big fan. I saw a match with him and Alberto Del Rio. I forgot what his name was in Lucha Underground, but that match wasn't great. This match here, more hardcore than the last match. I thought this match was really cool. What's really funny, before the match even starts, what was really funny is Fantasma commentary says that he has custom entrance music. Like he's coming out to Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses.
I'm like, so like AAA doesn't care about copyrights? Like,
also, commentary's just gonna lie to me? Like I'm not gonna know what this song is? I played Guitar Hero. Come on.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, well, I'm sure Axl Rose will hear this, and a cease and desist or a lawsuit will come soon.
Hey, if it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it's 2 years, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then John Morrison comes out to Born in the USA. Whew. Big MAGA vibes, bro.
Yeah. I'm like,
he might as well have like American flag pants on. Jesus Christ. But the rules here is it's a ladder match. All 3 belts are being hung above the ring, and you have to unlatch all 3 belts to win. I thought this match would be long because it would do kind of like a 2 out of 3 fall situation where like you get 1 belt. Oh, fuck, now I got to get the next one. But like my guys are refreshed, so we have to like do more. That ain't happening. But this match is brutal. Fantasma is leaking like a faucet.
He got hit in the head with the ladder, man. I was like, oh man, jeez.
He got cracked in the head with a chair. He is like gushing, and then Mundo tosses a ladder at him.
Yeah, just boom. CTE, yeah.
All that, and then they start ripping at the mask, usual stuff. So you could see kind of like the gash that is on his head, which is insane. And then he gets set up for a table spot later. The table spot doesn't go well, and there is blood all over that table. And it's like very spooky.
I think there was a ladder spot where Johnny Impact, Johnny Mundo gets pushed outside and completely misses the table. Like,
so there's 2 tables that he set up earlier, but he only lands on one of them, and he lands on it awkwardly because you can see that his shoulder is like kind of like tilt back, like we've watched a lot of wrestling, but we're not professionals, but you can see that he's not like kind of like embracing for impact. He's kind of like trying to see where he's falling. Yeah. And so it doesn't really seem like he like had enough time to prepare himself. And so he kind of like gets up after that and then wins the match. So it's kind of just like, it kind of seems like they were just like, we're going to like take it home because like it looked like he got hurt really bad there.
I thought Takano Jr. was hurt with the backdrop on the ladder. I was like, oh my God. All right.
Oh yeah. The backdrop on the ladder, and then he gets like cracked on the head some more. What's insane is that Johnny Mundo's out because he landed on the table. So now Phantasma, who is leaking from his head and had a ladder tossed at his head, and Texano, who just got hit with a back body drop onto a ladder, is gonna carry this match for him. What are you doing?
And then Phantasma, he sets up the ladder. He's away from the belts, so he's reaching for one. And then the commentary is mentioning, "Oh, you have to get all three." And he's trying to pull one down. Out comes Kevin Cross or Killer Cross.
Yeah, and I was just like, "That's Killer Cross. Why is his name Kevin?" But that's probably an Impact thing. Sorry, guys.
So Kevin, he comes out, beats them up. And then Mascara de Bronze comes out from the 8th man to take out Cross.
Yeah. And then Hernandez shows up
to help Cross.
Yeah. And then Cross hits Phantasma in the head with a ladder again.
Yeah, I'm like, how is Phantasma? How is he even standing at this point? But we'll get to the aftermatch where it's even more insane after that.
The match gets worse after the bell.
Yeah.
Which crazy. Is insane. So Johnny Mundo took a sensu bean. He's back up. He's reaching for the belts. He grabs one belt. He grabs the second belt. His music plays. He might as well have won the match already without taking the third belt off. And I was just like, oh, maybe, somebody probably stops him from getting the third belt. And then, the match kind of goes on for a little bit longer. No. Takes the third belt. His music plays. And then he calls out Vampiro. I have a lot of problems with this whole, scenario that's going on right now. So, commentary lets us know that this probably started, this is a Twitter beef, which is, wrestling have Twitter beefs, and then they take it on to the show. Commentary mentions it or whatever. But I think Phantasma was I think he was robbed here from a great babyface pop because Vampiro had to steal it from him.
Yeah.
But Johnny Mundo is speaking in Spanish, which is pretty good, and he's calling out Vampiro to put the belt on him. And them two, I think at this point in time, they actually did have actual heat. I think from Lucha Underground stuff, and they weren't huge fans of each other. Johnny Mundo is calling him a bitch made mark, or a bitch ass mark. Calling him a puto, pendeja. Just saying all the shit. Vampiro, he sucks it up, puts the belt on him, and since Johnny Mundo has 3 belts, Vampiro tries to walk away, and then Johnny Mundo is like, where the fuck your bitch ass going? You got 2 more belts, put on. Vampiro goes, oh, all right, bro, I got you. Hit him with a choke slam. The crowd is going insane. And I think the crowd would have went more insane if Phantasma had the belt. If you were gonna do that anyways, have the person in the match win. And probably that bloodiest out. I just thought that was super weird.
It was. I'm like, why give Vampiro that heat? But then it was escalating. I felt like it was kind of going on too long because he was all out, and then he spit in his face. I'm like, all right, cool. And then he was catcalling Marcella, and then running him down, and he finally chokeslammed, which gets us to. And you think it's over? It gets us to the end of the match because I noticed when I was rewatching, Phantasma's pulling down on his mask because he's just profusely bleeding. Mm-hmm. Then Phantasma and Texano Jr. starts hitting each other over the head with the chair.
They have. I gave this part of this match its own section. This is a CTE battle.
They are cracking each other in the head back and forth with chairs. Phantasmo is already bleeding profusely, was drowning in his own blood in his mask, and he's just said, you know what? I'm down, but not out. And then they start hitting each other in the head with chairs. Commentary kind of says that it's like a sign of respect kind of thing. I think that's a little dumb.
Giving each other concussions.
I thought that was wild. I don't know what's going on. And I was just like, man, let me skip forward, man.
Yeah.
But now we're at the main event, the match of the century, as they build it up. We have Psycho Clown versus Dr. Wagner Jr. I liked it.
It was probably one of my favorite, like, in this crazy event. It was probably one of my favorite. It's probably my match of the night, probably.
Yeah. When I watched this match, I wasn't taking notes during it. I was taking, like, notes kind of after the fact and just reflecting on what I saw. This match has a lot of stuff that I'm personally not a fan of, like ref laziness, long fights on the outside, overall meh wrestling, commentary not really helping out at all.
Doesn't seem like commentary was even interested.
Oh yeah, this match of the century and commentary basically isn't there anymore. But Dr. Wagner is like 30-year career, like 30-year long career, right? That's what they say.
Yeah.
It's kind of like two legends going at it, kind of like like Undertaker and Goldberg kind of situation, and the match isn't like wrestling wise isn't really too amazing, but like just the legacy and the story going on like going along with it kind of like elevates it a bit for me, but like not really knowing the rich history between these two, but like I can understand that fact of that.
Yeah, there was like the Psycho Clown and like the ripping, like when he was ripping his mask, I'm like, wow, this dude is bleeding, because like he's bleeding.
He started bleeding real early.
Like bleeding real early, kind of down, like on all over his arm, bleeding. And it was like a match where Wagner had control first, and then Psycho Clown kind of gets back into stuff, and then they kind of like have like a closing stretch. The crowd is really into it.
And the crowd is super into it.
Like, and I figured that like Wagner Jr. be the one to lose, and that happened. And like, okay, well, he unmasked because this is the end of his career. But I thought like it was in a whole event where there was, first of all, we didn't know the rules and a lot of the matches, and it just seems like guys were just going out and doing stuff. This is probably the most coherent of the night.
Oh yeah, it's very simple. It's mask versus mask, loser unmasked, and like it's crazy that like your main event is the singles match.
Yeah, like I was so used to like multi-man matches and interference and all this other stuff, and like and then Triplemania ends basically on a straight singles match.
Yeah, this match is rather tame, but on the interference part, it's not a run-in, but Wagner's son is ringside, and he's clearly helping out his father. Like, the ref clearly sees him like trying to trip Psycho Clown, throwing blows at Psycho Clown, and normally I would hate that, but in this match, you kind of see it like I saw it as a passing of the torch rather than some kid like ruining this main event. So like Wagner Jr. is like throwing him into the crowd, and they're literally it's a handicap match.
Yeah,
and,
pretty much.
They're like beating on him, but it's just like he's like Wagner's son is more or less getting the rub by just like being in this main event and like participating in this match. And I thought that was pretty cool. Like I looked at the bright side of it rather than like, oh man, these two dudes, they can't go, you know.
Yeah, I agree with you on that because like the outside stuff, I was like, okay, this is a little too long. Like I really like, you know what I mean. But just like what you just said, I had to take into consideration that Psycho Clown and Dr. Wagner Jr. are older. Like, Dr. Wagner Jr. is like 50. He's like 54 years old now. So, you basically, like you said, with like, to a lesser extent, Undertaker and Goldberg, or maybe like with Jushin Thunder Liger and Suzuki coming up, like you have to consider like, their ages and like what they can do. And I think how this was kind of booked and like the legacy match, like it was good enough for the crowd and it was sufficient for me, like especially from the craziness of the whole night. Like I'm like, oh well, this is kind of like the legacy cool down.
Mm-hmm.
The longest match on the card. I mean, given it was Dr. Wagner Jr. kind of like stepping down, but yeah.
So they kind of come back into the ring, and Psycho Clown is like trying to get as many pinfalls as possible, get Wagner Jr. Kind of winded, and this match has been going on for like at least 20 minutes. So they're both kind of winded, and then Psycho Clown picks up the win. The crowd is like roaring, even though the crowd was pretty split the whole match. They would boo Wagner, cheer Wagner, boo Psycho Clown, cheer Psycho Clown. And in this time where everybody's just like, who's the heel and who's the face? Mexico is just like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, pretty much.
So Wagner loses, and I think the unmasking segment it's very touching, like even if you're not familiar, you kind of like you can feel the emotion that's like going on within the crowd and like the people that are in the ring. Like I think another one of Wagner's children is there. He's fucking crying. Like that shit was super sad, bro.
Yeah, I remember just like from like the days of WCW, kind of like when like Rey Mysterio got unmasked. Like it was like,
oh yeah,
it wasn't as like it was a big deal, but this is like a really big deal because in AAA in Mexico, like if you unmask somebody, that's an automatic DQ because your mask is basically your life. It's your identity, and like when you take the mask off, that's basically saying like that's the end of that or the end of the career. So like it was beautiful because you had like Psycho Clown thanking Dr. Wagner Jr. for for the match and everything, and everybody surrounding the ring, and it was a great way to end Triplemania that way, like especially because it's 25th one and how the night is crazy. It just was good to end on that emotional note.
Yeah, especially after a lot of all the craziness and all these like weird finishes. I thought the show ends on a high note with the unmasking segment. It kind of felt like Undertaker versus Roman, where like the match kind of ends and then Undertaker stands up and then kind of like lays everything out on the ring and he just leaves. Like it does, to me it felt like that.
Yeah,
it ends on it really kind of like tugs at the heartstrings a bit towards the end. It's a really, I think this match is really good. Like for just like the story and legacy behind it really helped this match.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Like I really like how it all ended. A crazy, absurd, confusing, horrifying, but yeah, I'm glad I watched it because it was, like I said, it was the first Triplemania that I watched, but wow, it just didn't seem organized. Like it was just like everybody was just like, all right, let's get everybody on the show. put all these matches together and let's just see what happens. That's what you get. Like,
the Masters was like only match that was planned. You know, everything else was just like, yeah, I'll take care of that.
Yeah, like it's like the tornado match. All right, yeah, we're gonna have a tornado royal battle royal match with lumberjacks. Let's just go. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just go.
That match is hilarious. Oh my god. But yeah, that wraps it up. Triplemania. Happy Heritage. Yeah,
Happy Heritage Month. I will have to pull up the calendar for what's next for spot callers. Let's see. Okay, we have IWA Mid-South, Something to Prove, 2005. That's the show that has Necro Butcher versus Samoa Joe. A match that is well regarded on this side of wrestling. November, we have ROH Unscripted 2. And December, we have ECW December to Dismember 2006. Card is subject to change because if we can't get ROH Unscripted, I'll have to find a way to get that to obtain it. If you have it, let us know. But we are approaching the end of the year. And for spot callers, if you want to help, do the roadmap for the next year, I will have a Google Doc that you can fill out and, just tell me what shows that you would like to see us do. Please provide a way to watch the show. Just don't tell me, hey, you should watch this, and then leave the rest of the form blank. So there will be a Google form, have a link or something, or just like a link to where we could purchase it. That would be greatly appreciated. But going on this week, you'll see more of me and MJ again.
AOW.
You take care of this because I already hate you that I have to do it.
Okay, so of course we're gonna have the call up this week. We're gonna do a show kind of like recapping last week and then like a little preview into this week because, to be honest, this is one of the biggest wrestling weeks ever.
I'm already exhausted.
Ever. Okay, because you're gonna have the A Show guys. They got Raw, they got SmackDown that's appearing on Fridays now, and then they have Hell in the Cell that comes on Sunday. But for the call up, you're gonna have NXT and NXT UK, and I'm bringing Cyrus back on because we are going to talk about the opening of AOW Dynamite, which is on TNT Wednesday from 8 to 10, this exact same time of NXT on USA. The USA show is actually on USA. The second hour is not going to be on the network. It's now Suits is gone. It's over. So now we got our Wednesday Night Wars. I'm gonna have to watch AOW right after NXT because I'm watching NXT live. Sorry, NXT people. Sorry, AOW people. But yeah, Cyrus is coming back on to talk about that. Can't wait for that. I'm sorry.
If you know me, I only like to watch wrestling that I like. And if I'm not feeling WWE, unlike most people, I just don't watch.
Yeah. I
just listen to the A Show.
I just thought it was to get him on, and like Cyrus is a cool dude, especially how we're gonna go into this ALW show with an open mind. Okay, so
I've been trying to put myself in that mindset for a very long time, but with some of the stuff that is happening out in the wrestling world,
they are not making it easy for us to do this. But we're gonna go in with an open mind. Cody versus Sammy Guevara apparently is opening a show. I personally wouldn't do that, but hey, you know what?
We're gonna have a blast. It's gonna be fun. Please tune in into the call up. I'll be there, and you love it. You love it. I'm gonna hate it.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to it. I don't want to watch AEW.
Yeah, follow us at RNC Radio Live. We got a lot of great shows. We got Spot Callers, we got the Call Up, we got the A Show. Of course, we have So Help Me God. We have the Final Cut. There's
that
something
you're doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. American Horror Story 84. Loving it so far.
We got late fees, RSPN. We got a couple playlists coming out. Of course, we got updates to the main playlist, RNC Radio Live and R&B and RNC that is available on Apple Music and Spotify. We don't discriminate. What else we got going on?
Yeah.
We usually have a lot of stuff, and then there's probably something I'm forgetting. I'm sorry, but yeah.
There's something for everybody.
Yeah, there's literally something for everybody. I'm hearing in the pipeline that Overly Medicated might come out with some new stuff. I know everybody loves that show. Go check it out. And I think we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
Watching this 6-hour show was a blast.
It was fun. It was fun. It was an experience.
I can't wait to wipe it from my memory. Thanks everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. What's the thing that you rate us on
Apple Podcasts, rate us.
Yeah. People don't know what that's for. It's for visibility stuff. It's so you could be on charts and we're easy to find, and tell your friends and all that stuff. Peace and love. See you next month.
Peace out.